Yo, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and really quickly, I want to give my first impressions on the brand new Black Ops Cold War Zombies map, the Maschine. So, I played probably about 2 matches on it so far. Got to around 20 my first game, which was on stream, and then I played just another game, which I got to like around, I think it was like 10 or something. I didn't really want to play all the way through. And these are just first impressions. This is not the full review, which I'll probably do within like 2 or 3 weeks from now after we do the Easter egg and do all the stuff that the map has, so it can be a full, complete review. This is mainly going to be talking about like the game mechanics itself, because there really isn't too much to the map where we can really see so far, because a lot of it's locked off until everyone gets the map tomorrow. But of course, if you can have it early, then you can just play the map how it is now, which doesn't have, you know, a crazy amount, because like I said, yes, a lot of stuff is locked off, but there still is a lot to mess with, and it is pretty damn fun. I'll be honest with you guys. That's my first impressions. Is yes, my first 2 games were fun. I didn't hate my experience. I had a good time, but that's not really going to tell whether or not we'll like this game long term, because it's just my first 2 games on a brand new map. Of course, I'm gonna like my first 2 games on a brand new zombies map. That's to be expected. But over time, will it be replayable? Will it have that value to it? I think it definitely can. So a lot of my complaints that I had when watching the early gameplay, a lot of those complaints aren't really that big of a deal, and I mentioned that in the video, and people thought I was like hating on the game, saying it was gonna be, you know, it was gonna be terrible, it was gonna be ruined because of these little things that were kind of making it too much like Warzone and multiplayer, like the mini-map, the compass, the the health bars. But the health bars and the hit points that pop up, you can turn those off, and actually in the gameplay I turn those off so you can see how it looks like without the health bars and without the hit points. It does still have hit markers though. I thought hit markers actually are, I actually like hit markers, to be completely honest. I got used to them in BO4, and a lot of custom maps have them now as well, so I got used to hit markers to the point where I actually kind of like them and I don't mind them at all. So you can still turn those off though, so if you really don't like them, you can. Minimap you can't turn off. Minimap I don't really have a big issue with though. I mean, a lot of people had an issue with it before. I think the only problem I have with it is like it's not really needed, but I get why it's there, because when you play the game, you'll start to realize why it's there. It shows you where the perks are, it shows you where the box is, it shows you where wall weapons are, it shows you where doors are. That helps casuals get through the map, and there's even these objectives that literally tell you how to turn on Pack-a-Punch, or how to turn on power, and how to get Pack-a-Punch, which is a complaint a lot of people have been having for a while with zombies, that it's too difficult to do these things. Casual players can't do it. Well, now casual players can. You don't need a guide anymore. I turn on Pack-a-Punch my first game. It's not that hard to get, because it's literally telling you how to do it, which is like what World War II did with their first zombies experience. So I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with telling me how to do those early things. Hopefully it doesn't tell us to do how to do the whole Easter egg. That would be terrible. I want the Easter egg to be something we actually solve, but I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be showing you how to do those simple things. In terms of how the game feels, it feels like zombies. It definitely doesn't feel like multiplayer, but there's a lot of minor things that I think are kind of bothering me as more and more I play it. And a lot of those things, I don't think it's because of a certain direction they went in. I think it's simply because this game was rushed and they just didn't have time to do these certain things. Starting with the menu. The menu is literally the multiplayer menu, just with different music. There's no way they sat down and said, yes, let's make it just the same exact menu as multiplayer. I'm sure they want to do something different, but they simply just didn't have time to do something different. And then when it comes into loading up into the game, it's just like loading up into a multiplayer match. I don't think it's because they wanted to be like multiplayer. I really feel like it was because they just didn't have time to change it up much. They don't even have the knifing animation that we have in literally every other zombies experience, where you knife a zombie when you knife them. Now you just hit him with the butt of your gun. There's no way they sat down and said, yes, that's a good change to make. Let's do that. No, they definitely just didn't have time to get in the knifing animation. The game is, frame droppy. Keep in mind, I am playing on the Xbox One. I'm not playing on the Xbox Series X or any next-gen consoles or any nice PC, because I don't have it right now. I'm going to try my best to get one. So I am playing on last gen, so when I, talk about frame rates and stuff, that is last gen. The graphics, they look fine. They're not bad. They're just not the crispest they could possibly be, because we're going to be able to play that on next gen later on, or at least some people can play that right now, which is great. But for me personally, I'm stuck on Xbox One right now. and it doesn't look terrible. It's just sometimes the frames drop a little bit when playing, and honestly, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's just something I'll have to get used to for the next probably couple days or weeks, or even I don't know when I'm gonna get the Series X, but hopefully we can get it at some point. In terms of the perk system, the perks are pretty fun to get. I don't really know how it's gonna work long term with the perk upgrades, like how fast you can upgrade them. After playing 2 games, I've already been able to upgrade 3 different tiers for 3 different perks. So to me, that seems like it's gonna be really quickly to upgrade them, and I don't like that. I was hoping it would be more of a, you know, longer progress or something that was just in game itself, but it looks like it's not going to be like that, which is weird, but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it plays out long term. The rarity system I really like because there's a lot more guns to mess around with in the box because of this, because you don't just have, you know, one of each gun. You have like 4 different variations of each gun. So I really dig the variant system that they have going for it, and it obviously makes it clear that you need a better gun than what you start with. Your starting weapon, you'll never be able to keep for that long. Like if you start with the commando, that thing's gonna get crappy by round like 7. So you need to continuously upgrade your weapons or get better rarities out of the box or from the wall weapons. You need to get better weapons. You cannot deal with the crappy weapon you start with, so don't worry about that. In terms of the abilities, I haven't been able to use too many of them, but they seem pretty interesting. Again, I think it's a little lazy because all the variants or all the abilities all look the exact same, just with different colors on them. Obviously, the abilities are very different, but like I'm talking about the design of the equipment itself that you use. I think it just comes down to the fact that they didn't have much time to do the stuff they wanted to do in this game clearly, which again is unfortunate. I really wish the game wasn't rushed as bad as it was, because obviously we're seeing a lot of issues with a lot of content within multiplayer as well, not just in zombies. In terms of like the cinematics, when you go to get Pack-a-Punch and the power and stuff, it's actually pretty cool. Like when you go into that downstairs area, there's like these big flashing lights, and then this portal opens up and you go into it and you go into the dark ether, and the dark ether is really awesome. I really like how the dark ether looks with all like the jellyfish and stuff flying up in the sky, and it's awesome. And then it shows you where to get the Pack-a-Punch piece, and you just put in the Pack-a-Punch and boom, you have Pack-a-Punch. But what I really don't like about the Pack-a-Punch is how it's not like the classic Pack-a-Punch where you put your gun into the machine, it gives you back. You literally just, it opens up a menu and you just have to select the upgrade you want, and then that's what you get. It's a minor complaint. Like, this isn't huge. Like, it's not a massive issue that's gonna ruin the game. Anyone who says these little things are gonna ruin the game, they are the worst type of people, I'll be honest. But it's just a little annoying because it's like, well, I would have been cooler if we actually put our gun in the machine and actually gave us an upgrade to it. That's just what zombies has always been. It makes it a little bit more convenient for players just to be able to upgrade it really quickly, but I'm not a big fan of it. The armor system seems to be pretty, you know, normal. It's not like anything too complicated. People were, like a little worried about the armor system. I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal. It's literally just like the shield that we've had previously, but it's like all around you rather than just being on your back. And it doesn't fully protect you. Obviously, they can get rid of the armor pretty quickly, and you have to get new armor. And I like how that system works. There's a lot of like stuff you can craft, a lot of different grenades, a lot of different streaks, a lot of things you can just do on the map. It seems we don't even have the side quests and Easter eggs unlocked yet, so already having a lot of content is great in the map specifically. The map itself isn't that huge. It's just like any other map. I feel like it's not like anything too massive. I'm just really curious to see if there's going to be more areas that we can unlock with some Easter egg stuff. I hope there's a different boss arena and then we don't just fight, the boss in a portion of the map that's already there. I hope it's like a separate arena because I like when BO3 did that. So of course, this is just my first impressions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your impressions are if you have played it. If you haven't, let me know what your impressions are from the gameplay itself. I really think this could be a great year for zombies. We just can't complain about the stupid smallest of things. So I'm going to be streaming probably throughout the day on YouTube and Twitch, as well as making more videos, not just on zombies, but we'll do some multiplayer stuff. We'll start campaign later. It's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.